We're going to look at the difference now between relative and absolute cell references. So what we've been doing here is we've been entering values, for example, here in the formulas area, equals E7 times E4. And if I wanted to copy this and actually paste it, or if I wanted to fill down, then the values would change. So if I go one cell down, it would change it to E8 and E5 for this value. Now, if I wanted to, and I scroll this down, this value would actually become 0, E8 times E5, because E7 was the one that we multiplied by, and E8 actually has nothing in it. If I did the same to the next one, it would be E9 times E6, and again, E6 times E9 would give me no values. So we can't efficiently get this information and paste it in so that we don't have to retype this each time. Now, there's a nice little tool within Microsoft Excel called Absolute Cell References, and you can actually force the cell to actually remain the same value. So if I go into E7 and I actually put a $sign on each of these values, and I say this is going to stay E7, then if I take this and make it fill down by dragging the cell down to the next level, it stays as E7. It doesn't go to E8. It doesn't change. It is locked as E7. If I do it again into the next cell, it's locked as E7. So this is a more efficient way of entering the data and getting the data to be correct. So relative and absolute cell references. Relative references are good when both of the data fields change. So if you're scrolling across and you're copying cells and both data sets change, like if you're timesing E7 times by another area, maybe this area that changes in both circumstances, then that's okay. But if you want it that one cell stays fixed, and oftentimes this is the case where one cell is fixed and you want it to change to be multiplying by cells that change over time, then this is the way that you would need to do it. So that's the difference between using a normal cell reference, I guess a relative cell reference, and using an absolute or a fixed cell reference. So it is a useful tool in Excel, and it helps you to update values relatively quickly. That's the end of this presentation.